Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at some of these coins. We're going to do a live stream tomorrow if you want to join for that. We'll be looking at whatever it is that you want me to look at. Other than that, let's get stuck in. So here's Bitcoin on your 4 hourly. So we reclaimed the Bollinger Band center. We've moved up. We can extend this. Looks like we've more or less tagged that range top, which is 107,600 give or take. Bit of a move beyond that should take you to 109. That's your death cross here on your 4 hourly. So expect a rejection from each and every one of these. You've got your 20 moving average ever so slightly above at 108,000 exactly. So yeah, I mean we're getting a rejection today. So that's been a decent move overnight to the range top. So these are the sort of things that we've seen in the past, isn't it? Really. So I suppose we do have to be a little worried that it does get quite a sizable rejection. It might not necessarily get a big one, but if it does, then it's a habit that it's got into, hasn't it? Let's face it, it's a bit of a habit here. Came down to the bottom of the range, to the top of the range, down to the bottom of the range, mid-range, down to the bottom of the range, to the top of the range. Basically what we're looking at is a series of lower highs. So it's downtrend still. So, there is a downtrend, we understand that. There is also lots of drives of hidden bullish divergence that have taken us to where we are right now. So, we did have it here, a single drive, bounce, okay, new all-time high, okay, didn't last, okay, we had it again here, okay, bounce, okay, top of the range, okay, no big deal, okay, and then we had it here, okay, bottom of the range. Okay, and now we're bouncing towards the top. Normally 3 drives is the magical number, really. 3 is enough to start some form of reversal. Now, just because we're having a down day, yeah, or we've woken up in the red, small amount of red with a rejection on the top of a horizontal resistance, right? Just because we've seen that doesn't mean that we have to die. You know, it doesn't mean that the Bitcoin has to basically, you know, just crash down below this support. But if we are going to go down to the support, we better hope that it bloody does not go down below that area. I mean, I don't think it will, but thinking and seeing and witnessing and then looking back after it's happened is a different thing altogether. Obviously, I want it to go up because I've got longs, I've got positions. I don't want to see it break down. But if it does, then so be it. It is what it is. Now, like I say, you know, looking at each individual time frame, this one is the most bullish, which is the weekly, which makes me feel like if the weekly is bullish, then over the next week, 2 month or so, we should see reversal to a new all-time high. Just because of that, and because this 50 exponential got tagged 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So these are signs of potential reversal. You know, decent signs. You know, we've got rhythm on the chart. We've got moving average that likes to respond appropriately. We've got shifting momentum on RSI. So we like that. But over on the daily, well, it's nothing to worry about. You know, but Bollinger Band strategy says more likely to remain below the band. That's where we are here. We're also below the band on the weekly as well, by the way. We're above it on the 4 hourly, giving you a support of 104,000. So that is that. It is what it is. Let's just have a wait and see what happens for the rest of the day. To be honest, there's no real reason for us to get massive support on the Bollinger Band itself. So it might be that we come back down to the range low, 101,000. I just don't know, man. I just don't know on this occasion. Just don't know. Is it worth shorting? No. Is it worth longing from these sort of areas? Kind of. I wouldn't put a limit order in or anything like that at the area. I'd wait to see if you get a response and then long, because, like I said, the weekly suggests that actually a full reversal is possible. It's not probable. It's definitely possible. The 4 hours, the dailies, yeah, suggesting that the bottom of the range is also more likely than not. So 101. So you don't need to go super hard and heavy at $100 to $101,000. You know, in the event that you try that area and you get wicked out, because the market is a wiki market. So you might as well just wait and see. All right, we're bouncing from there. Okay, I'll try position, tight stop loss, see where we go. Right, let's have a look at some other markets. Well, some other charts. Right, it's a similar sort of bag over here, really. Ethereum sort of fizzling out with a lower high on its own chart, really, and just literally a lower high on a 4-hourly. So support, decent support down here, really just very close to where we are right now. 3,500. Next area of resistance, 3,800. Death cross on the 4-hourly. Okay, fine. That's easy to remember, isn't it? The daily sort of bouncing from a bit of a randomy kind of area, a series of higher lows, only just, but we're above the 200 simple. Higher lows, higher highs on RSI as well, so nothing real wrong with that, but I wouldn't say it's strong either, so I just have to accept what it is that we're looking at here. Not a powerhouse, I have to say. Does rely on Bitcoin for it to move back up. Now, we did have a nice move on XRP, and a nice move that took us into an exact death cross. So you got a rejection on a death cross. So this could be where the next lower high is. Now, I know it sounds like I've changed my tune. I have to say it how it is and how we see things, right? I do think that there is a very good chance that we do see full reversal on some of these charts to new all-time highs. But I'm not blind, okay, and we have moved into a death cross, and we are getting rejected from a death cross, and with a rejection on a death cross could quite easily come a full rejection. Maybe a 20% move on XRP, or a new candle body low. That's the most likely outcome after a death cross, similar to the most likely outcome after a golden cross, right? It's unfortunate to say, but that is the truth. So we got the breakout here. So this was our symmetrical triangle that we spotted on the stream. We'll put ourselves a little mouth in there, measure the move from the breakout, and what do we see? We see a move into the death cross. Okay, so the breakout move has been completed. Excuse me. So where do we go from here? Do we bounce on the 20 and beyond the 200? Or do we get rejected as of this very moment in time and come back down? So again, supports are at 238 on the 4-hourly here as well. A bit of bearish divergence. It could be that we do get the full retrace of this move, maybe even back down to 224. Look, I'm not sold on the idea either way, but that is a death cross retest, and with that usually comes at least a rejection. Initially back down to where you came from and possibly even lower. So look, I'm still massively bullish, believe me. I'm just telling you what it is that I'm seeing here. It looks like today it's more likely to be rejected and continue with that rejection than suddenly just magically explode back up again. It's just the way it is, it's the way it looks. But you know, strange things have happened. I'm still bullish on the weeklies, but today, you know, on Tuesday on 11/11, this is how it looks to me. Right, so that being that, it is what it is. I think we might as well leave it there, perhaps. Dixie sort of turning back up a little bit here, so the dollar sort of finding a bit more strength. This is the death cross retest as well, by the way, so rejection on the 200 simple, support on the 10 exponential. Okay, fine. Didn't break down too hard on this one. 50 exponential here and 200 exponential here. Recognize the multiple drives of bearish divergence, hidden bearish divergence. So yeah, this does also look like a rounded bottom as well, by the way. So there is a very good chance actually that the dollar does start to reverse now. Reverse to the up over a long period of time. We expected that. You know, there's rhythm to this. Remember what we always say: if the model fits, go with the model that fits. And this model fits. There's also a few other models that fit that might make you feel a bit more comfortable. You know, the Bitcoin 4-year cycle model fits, I suppose. The prediction would be that the cycle sort of pops somewhere around November, December. We're also looking at this model here, this 14-year model of an ascending channel that still fits. And again, if it breaks, then we go with the model that breaks. We say, okay, we've broken down this new change of behavior, but until it breaks, we go with the model that fits. It's boring, but at the moment, still proves to be accurate. So yeah, rejection here, fine. We could come down. We could even come down to 97. We could move back up. Rejection, down to 97. I'm not sold on the exact moment-to-moment outcome on this one, There's enough evidence to expect a rejection, maybe back down to the trend line. There's also a rounded bottom, which is a very good sign of a full reversal. So anyway, I'll leave it there. There's really nothing much more to say. Looks like we might be a red day. Watch out for those supports. Take positions if you're optimistic. Make sure your stop losses are tight. And that is it. There is nothing much more to say. Right, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.